Hi students, welcome to first year accountancy class. After completion of rectification of errors and its types, we move into the last chapter, final accounts. This is the last chapter of accountancy, final accounts. Already you might have done problems under final accounts for 20 marks. In the examination, you will be given only one question. There will be no choice for this. It carries 20 marks. It takes almost 20 to 25 minutes to complete one problem, very lengthy. So most of the students straight away will be doing the problem. But before doing the problem and fetching 20 marks, though you may fetch 20 marks, you should understand what do you mean by final accounts, what are the various accounts we prepare as part of final accounts, what are its objectives, advantages and limitations of final accounts we are going to discuss in this class. First of all, what are final accounts? As the name indicates, final means which are prepared to know the result. Okay, many times we use this word, grand finale. That means you take any TV show or anything, grand finale. What is that finale gives? The result, winner, loser. Many times you take cricket World Cup, football World Cup. Okay, finale means it gives the winner. Means maybe throughout 1.5 month, IPL final, World Cup final, T20 final. What do you mean by that final? Result. Even for students also. Final exam. What is that final exam? It gives the result. It declares whether you pass or fail. Whether you are going to the next class or going to be in the same class, that is decided by those exams. That's why they are named as final exams. That means there is no other chance after that. Clear? So here, accounts means we record all the business transactions from day one. So at the end of the time period, maybe 1 month or 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, you would like to know the result of the business operations. Like as we conduct the final exams and we find out the performance of the student, the ability of the students by conducting the board examination, and we give the final result. Similarly, for every business organization, whether it is a sole trading company or partnership firm or a joint stock company, using different methods, we prepare final accounts. So final accounts reveal the final result of the business operations. What is the result of the business operations? Either profit or loss. Many times I told how we get profit or loss. Very simple. If your income is more than expenditure, you will get profit. Like you earn 1,000 rupees and you have spent, your expenditure is only 800 rupees, you will save, you will get a profit of 200 rupees. Okay, in school days you have learnt, no? A trader bought a pen for 10 rupees, sold it for 12 rupees. What is the profit or loss? So 12 rupees is selling price, that is your income. 10 rupees is cost price, that is your expenditure. 12 minus 10, 2 rupees will give you the profit. If it is reverse, you will get loss. So here, as I told you, when you carry out a business organization activity, we will be conducting so many activities during the period. Hundreds of transactions will be there. Of them, we classify by using our accounting techniques. We classify what are our incomes, what are our expenses. Income minus expenses will give you the profit. If it is reverse, expenses minus incomes, that will give you the loss. So here, as part of final accounts, what are we going to prepare? First, trading account. Second, profit and loss account. P and L account means profit and loss account. P for profit, L for loss. Okay. C, we are going to prepare balance sheet. Okay. By preparing trading account, we will find out gross profit or loss. Okay, gross profit or loss. By preparing profit and loss account, we get net profit or loss. From the balance sheet, we record liabilities and assets. In this, we don't find any result. On the left hand side, we write liabilities. On the right hand side, we write assets. Both the totals will be same. That gets tallied. So this is what we are going to do as part of final accounts. Clear? So once you know this, you can write down objectives, you can write down advantages, you can write down disadvantages. Let us go through the objectives first. To ascertain the profit or loss of the business for a particular period. That's what I told you. So when we prepare pre and P&L account, okay, we are going to find out whether we have earned profit or loss. How do we calculate? Simply, as already you might have seen, when you prepare a profit and loss account, what you are doing? You are writing all the incomes on the credit side. Here, expenses. Suppose your incomes, all incomes are say 1 lakh. Your expenses are 60,000. So 1 lakh minus 60,000, 40,000 is your profit. If it is reverse, if this is 1 lakh 60,000 and your income is 1 lakh, you will get a loss of 60,000. So very simple, all the incomes we write on the credit side, this is credit and this is debit. So your objective is that to ascertain the profit or loss of the business for a particular period by using your accounting techniques, using accounting principles, like we pay salaries. Salaries is expenditure, we write on the debit side. Commission received is income, we write on the credit side. Just as it is an example, I have given only one item. We may have different items. Different incomes and different expenses, already you might have seen in your problems. So income minus expenditure will give you profit. So how do we got this 40,000? 1 lakh minus 60,000. Whatever the items you write on the credit side, first get the total of the credit side, get the total of debit side. So whichever is higher, so go for highest amount minus lowest amount, that will give you the balance. If you get the balance on debit side, that is profit. If you get the balance on credit side, that is loss. Okay. Next, to find out the financial position. How do you decide one's financial position? Based on his liabilities and assets. So in balance sheet, we record liabilities on the left hand side, assets on the right hand side. The total of the same will be 2, because we are using dual aspect concept. For every receiving benefit, there is a giving aspect and giving benefit. For every debit, there is a corresponding credit. So this is also called as accounting equation concept. Okay, as per accounting equation concept, our formula is capital plus liabilities is equal to assets. Okay, as we follow that accounting equation concept, we get total amount of liabilities is equals to total amount of assets. Someone may ask you in interviews also, how come the balance sheet of any business concern is tallied? Equal kyun rehta? Liabilities suppose 5 lakhs, assets also we get 5 lakhs. Why? So you have to say that we follow dual aspect concept. That is, every debit will have a corresponding credit for an equal amount. That is also called accounting equation concept, according to which capital plus liabilities is equal to assets. That is the reason we get total liabilities is equal to total assets for any business concern. Okay. Next, what are the advantages? Because preparation of final accounts takes a lot of time. It is lengthy. Every business concern has to prepare. By spending lot of money, by using lot of putting lot of efforts or using lot of resources, we prepare final accounts. So what are the advantages? First one is, just now we have discussed it, the owner will come to know whether his business made profit or incurred losses. Like after writing the examination, when the result is announced, we will come to know, every student and the lecturer who taught the student and the college is very eager to know whether the student is passed or failed. So we are eagerly will be waiting for the result. Similarly, every owner would like to know whether his business made profit or incurred losses. So the result is known to the owner by preparing the profit and loss account. Then the financial position can be revealed by preparation of balance sheet. We can reveal means disclose. We can show how many assets we have got and how many liabilities we have got. What is our financial position, that can be disclosed to the outside world. So next, final accounts are important source of finance information. Means in order to plan our activities, like how much amount of bank loan should be taken, what are the various assets are to be purchased, how much quantity of material is to be purchased. So to plan our financial activities, we require some information. Okay, so that information is available in these final accounts. Next, final accounts help the trader to take business decisions. See, in order to take any decision, we require lot of information. Whether the workers are working good or not, okay, whether the decisions taken by the company, whether the management of the company is good or not. So this is decided by the profits earned by the company. If profits are good, we can say that our management is good. If profits are decreasing or we are incurring losses, then we will think that there is something going wrong. So we need to rectify our mistakes. Like in a classroom, if the students are getting good marks, then we can say that the students are able to understand our teaching. If they are getting fail result, means something is wrong. Either the students are not understanding the language of the lecturers, or say they are irregular to the college, some problem that is to be rectified. Otherwise, these poor results will continue. In future, they may create a problem for our college. Similarly, for any business organization, we have to identify what is good and what is bad. So how we can do that? We can compare. So by preparing final accounts, as say you are in the year 2021, if we have got the data of 2020, so we can compare in 2021 whether your profits have increased or decreased. If increased, very happy. If decreased, we have to find out the reasons. So we need to take decisions with respect to employees, with respect to our management, with respect to various activities of business, like offering discount to customers or payment system. Various things will be there in the management aspect. So we have to take various decisions as part of our business management. For that, you require a lot of information. That information is supplied by the final accounts only. Next, the last one is helps in tax assessment and payment. Like every income earning person has to pay income tax to the government. So income tax is paid to the government based on the final accounts, because only after knowing the profit we will come to know our income. If you don't prepare profit and loss account, you don't know what is your income. Without knowing your income, you cannot assess what tax is to be paid. Whether the government has to collect tax from you, or you have to pay tax to the government, this depends upon the final accounts. So based on the final accounts submitted by you, the tax authorities will impose tax on you. How much tax is to be collected by the government is decided based on the final account submitted by you. Then disadvantages. There are some drawbacks for this final accounts. First one is, it does not reflect the current prices. Many times I told you, financial accounting is historical in nature. It records only after the occurrence of transaction. If you have paid salaries of January, then we write in February. Salaries of February are recorded in March. That means always we record the past. That means you do not have the current information. Always you will be recording the past. As you all know that there will be a lot of difference between the prices of last year are price of last month and current prices. So whatever the final accounts you are preparing, that may not give you the current prices. It takes the past. Next, do not consider qualitative data. What is quality? Like sincerity of the employee, honesty of the employee, efficiency of the employee, employee and employer relationship. All these things are called qualitative aspects. So our financial accounting does not have any scope to record the qualitative data. Always it takes into quantity. How many number of units are manufactured, how many units are sold, what amount we have received. So always we express the transactions in terms of money and money's worth. That means only in numbers. So sometimes we need to consider non-numerical numbers also. Qualitative phenomena also is to be considered, but unfortunately our financial accounting does not provide that scope. The last one is, do not reveal the accurate picture. Most of the times the board of directors or say the accountants or the owners of the business may not record properly certain items, the price of the assets or the expenses incurred during the accounting period are to be recorded by the owners. So sometimes they manipulate the figures. So by that the final accounts may not reveal the true picture of your business organization.